Incheon Airport suddenly took center stage on a seemingly ordinary morning, not because of a busy flight schedule or erratic weather, but because of one person who instantly made the crowd speechless and boisterous in a matter of seconds. Cha Eunwoo, the actor and idol who has been known for his perfect man image, was caught on camera preparing to leave for vacation. But it was not his departure that became the main subject of conversation, but the figure of a girl standing right behind him, calm, mysterious, and as if trying to escape the spotlight, but on the contrary, provoking an explosion of public curiosity. At first, the moment looks simple. Cha Eunwoo looks casual with a neutral outfit, a hat that slightly covers his face, and a mask that is not completely able to hide his star aura. He took a light step, greeted the airport staff with a polite nod, and looked relaxed like other passengers who were about to enjoy a break. However, a few seconds later, the camera of a fan's mobile phone captured an unexpected detail. A girl with neatly flowing hair, dressed in a long jacket and carrying a small bag, walked right behind him at a very close distance. Within minutes, the dozen-second snippet of the video spread quickly on social media. Speculative titles have sprung up, from those that ask in a curious tone to those that immediately assume, "Who is the girl behind Cha Eunwoo?" become a sentence that dominates the timeline. Many enlarge the image, analyze body language to try to guess the identity of the girl from the shoes worn, the shape of the bag, and even the way she steps. What makes the situation even more interesting are small but meaningful gestures. In one footage, Cha Eunwoo is seen briefly looking back, as if confirming something, then stepping back in the same rhythm. The girl adjusted her pace. No touch, no conversation caught on camera, but the synchronization of their motion is enough to provoke various interpretations. Do they travel together? Is it just a coincidence to be in the same line? Or are there other stories that are deliberately hidden? The reaction of fans was divided. Some choose to be calm, reminding that Cha Eunwoo is an adult human being who has the right to enjoy his vacation and personal life. They stressed that a single piece of video could not be used as evidence of anything. However, others cannot hide their shock and jealousy, not because of the presence of a woman near his idol, but because of the uncertainty that arises suddenly, breaking the routine of Cha Eunwoo's image that has been seen alone in public spaces. The entertainment media quickly picked up on this event. News after news sprang up, reviewing the same footage from different points of view. Some highlighted Cha Eunwoo's facial expression that looked more relaxed than usual, as if he was really in vacation mode, not work schedule. Others focused on the mysterious girl, her posture, simple but elegant style of dress, as well as her seemingly calm demeanor despite being surrounded by cameras. Identity speculation is growing wild. Some suspected he was a staffer, others mentioned the possibility of an old friend, colleague, or even someone special. But none of those speculations has a solid foundation. The agency chose to remain silent, not giving any official statement. This silence actually adds spice to the mystery, making the public even more dissolved in conjecture and analysis. Interestingly, in the midst of a frenzy of speculation, many voices also invite to look at this event from a more humane point of view. Cha Eunwoo, despite his status as a global star, is still a young man who needs some time off. A vacation for him is not just an escape from a busy schedule, but an opportunity to breathe, recharge with energy, and maybe share moments with the closest people, whoever they are. Some observers of pop culture consider that excessive reaction to the presence of a girl near idols reflects a change in the dynamics of relations between the public and public figures. In the era of social media, every second of a celebrity's life seems to be a shared consumption. The line between privacy and spectacle is getting thinner. One step at the airport can turn into a huge narrative involving millions of people. However, precisely therein lies the appeal of this story. Not on the exact answer about who the girl is, but on how one brief moment is able to trigger collective emotions, surprise, curiosity, jealousy, up to reflection. Cha Eunwoo, with all his fame, again reminded the public that idol figures are not static characters who only live on the screen. It moves, changes, and lives a real life that can't always be or need to be explained to this day. The mystery of the girl behind Cha Eunwoo remains unsolved. No confirmation, no refutation. All that remains is a short recording, thousands of comments, and long discussions on various platforms. For some, it's enough to spark the imagination. For others, it becomes a reminder to make room for privacy. One thing is for sure, Cha Eunwoo's holiday departure this time managed to steal the show in an unexpected way. Not because of the destination he was going to or the clothes he was wearing, but because of one figure behind him, who, in silence, managed to shake up the entertainment world and make the public wonder, is this just a coincidence or the beginning of a bigger story? Time, as always, will bear witness. And precisely because time has not yet given an answer, this story continues to live and develop in the public sphere. Every hour that passes, the same piece of video comes back with a different narrative. Some uploaded slowed-down versions, some highlighted certain angles, some even compared the moment to Cha Eunwoo's previous departures. Small differences begin to be exaggerated. The way he walks, the position of his hands, until the distance of his steps with the girl behind him is analyzed as if it were a secret clue. Some old fans reminded that Cha Eunwoo from the beginning of his debut was known to be very careful in public space. He is rarely seen close to the opposite sex without a work context. Therefore, the appearance of this mysterious girl felt different. Not dramatic, not open, just too quiet. And it was the silence that unsettled the public. Supposing it really didn't matter, why did that moment feel so weird to so many people? On the other hand, there are also voices that judge that the overreaction actually shows how much pressure Cha Eunwoo has been carrying. His every move seemed to be watched, his every step assessed. Even when he was just standing in line at the airport, the world seemed to demand an explanation. In fact, not everything in life should have official clarifications or agency statements. Some Korean netizens began to speculate that the girl was not a public figure. This can be seen in his very simple way of dressing, without flashy brands, without excessive makeup, and without trying to attract attention. He even looked a little down when he realized there was a camera pointing at them. That attitude actually made many people even more convinced that he was not a staff, not a manager, and not part of the entertainment industry. Speculation intensified when an anonymous post appeared claiming to see Cha Eunwoo and the same girl in the airport lounge before departure. The post included no photos, just a short story about two figures sitting at a safe distance, talking quietly and occasionally smiling. This claim has certainly not been verified, but it is enough to add to the length of the list of allegations in circulation. Interestingly, in the midst of increasingly wild rumors, Cha Eunwoo actually remained silent. There were no clarifying posts on social media, no gestures of any kind trying to dampen speculation. This reticence is interpreted variously. Some consider it a form of constancy, others see it as an elegant way to protect someone who does not want to be dragged into the spotlight. Meanwhile, international fans showed a response that tended to be more mature. Many wrote messages of support, stating that no matter what happens, Cha Eunwoo deserves to be happy. They remind that loving an idol does not mean having his life. Precisely, the true support is to give space, even when that space feels foreign and generates jealousy. However, it cannot be denied that curiosity remains the most dominant emotion. Whoever the girl is, she has become a symbol of something that has been rarely seen. Cha Eunwoo's private side that is not packaged for the public. Not in the form of interviews, not in drama scenes, but in raw moments recorded without a script. Some entertainment industry observers even called this incident a moment of image cracking. Not a crack in a negative sense, but a small crack that shows that behind the perfect visuals and always consistent polite attitude, Cha Eunwoo is still an ordinary human being. He can travel, be accompanied, or simply be close to someone without any intention that needs to be exaggerated. Until now, there has been no further development. No follow-up photos at holiday destinations, no additional information leaks. The mysterious girl remained nameless, without identity, and without a voice. But precisely because of this story continues to live. It becomes an empty space filled by the public imagination, by the hopes, fears, and reflections of each person.